Okay, so this may or may not go up. May or may not. But, um, I have decided that I want to create a. I want to say. Technically, it's a homebrew D&D, but it's also not because I'm not going to be using um, D&D itself. I'm going to be. You know what? I think it's better if. Basically, I wanted to create, well, space D&D, except I don't want it to be D&D. So, I'm going to call it Solar War. Work in progress. That might not actually be the name. But, inspirations. Things that that are going into us that I am inspired by. First of all, Dungeons and Dragons. Um, and not only is it a system that I'm making, I also plan on making a similar to Stars Without Number. Um, there is a background in-universe thing that has happened. First of all, you know what? We'll do that when we get to story background. Like, why is it called Solar Warp? Part of the story, or at least that's. Although it might be. No, that's too long. It might be something different. Like I said, work in progress. I'm gonna go ahead and put that in. Okay, so Stars Without Number. Um, Stargate. Stargate. Specifically Atlantis. That's the only one I've seen all the way through, and I only know a little bits and pieces of like the first like Stargate show. I've only watched like I think the first couple of episodes. Let's see here. What else? I want to say Dark Heresy, but I don't think I'm going to be adding anything. You know what? We'll say Dark Heresy. You know what? No, no, no. I'll just say Warhammer 40k. Warhammer 40k. Warhammer 40. That was 40. Um, we'll go ahead and say Destiny slash Destiny 2. Um, Because that's definitely a thing. Because Mass Effect, Mass. I want to say that is my inspirations for this. Yeah, I want to say that is my inspirations for this. Now that I have, no, one more thing, Roll for its. And I think that needs to be auto-corrected. Yes. I would say the big ideas for this, for the at least the setting and how levels are done in this system, mostly came from Roll for its Ascension, because I thought that's a great idea. What if we were to do that in space though? So kind of like that. Okay, so I think that is it. So what is that? I don't know why that was there. Okay, so next thing. Story background. So one thing, the story slash background, the mechanics will, you know what? I'll go ahead and put that over here. Mechanics of game are implied by that doesn't need to be capitalized, are implied by the story. Oh, no. We'll say by the world. So, if there is something in the world, and I'll go ahead and change that to regular text. Or we could do subtitle. Yeah, that's fine. But not that. Not that. No. You are title or heading to. So I can't choose. Oh, wait. No. By the way, this is on a Google Doc. Go back. No. So what you're telling me? Well, for one. There we go. That's better. Okay. So. We'll go from largest. We'll go from largest to smallest. I think is the best way to go about this. So, and this will be heading 3. You know what? I shouldn't say world in this case. Where's my mouse? The universe. Because we're in space, there's not just one world. But we will first say time. We will say like it's like 2021 right now. We'll say like 42. So 4,002 is 4231. We'll say 4231. Year 4231. So we'll start with the time. This is the time. Of course, you can, depending on how long your and it is Earth year. We'll say Earth year. Earth year 4231. I guess right now, and I might change this later, the biggest area that I think players can have access to is, we will call the outer system. Basically everything outside of the solar system. I guess actually before I should get into that, I'm going to put another yes. Time. Earth year. Let's see, it's been about 2-3 generations. It's what I had in my head. Let's see here. 2-3 generations. I will say a generation is like every... Which to me, generations is like a confusing thing for me. But when I mean in this term, when I mean generations, I mean a family has had 3 generations. So in 4231 is the grandchildren of this one. So but we'll say they're like decently at a decent age, so it's like 41. So it's definitely 41. 41. We'll say 90 years. 90 years. So it's like 41. So 41, 41? No. Yeah? Hold on, I need a calculator. Trying to do quick math in my head. And that's not working. Calculator. So 4, 2, 3, 1 minus. Yeah, that's 41, 41. Okay. Okay. 41, 41. Earth has flourished. Caps lock. Why? You know what? I'm gonna make just no, no, no. I'm gonna make all that bigger so I can see it. Flourished. Flourished and since we'll say World War V, when when a proper world government was created. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Another inspiration. Yeah. Shadow. Was created. And the NLS drive was created. Actually, yeah, that's fine. But we'll actually, not long. So we'll say the NLS drive is particularly new. Okay? Particularly new. It was created this year, but it was like in development the year before. Um Yes, but it was then created. Um, and this is just when the grandparents of these people were born, or going to be born, or had been born, but it was only like the year prior. I think I'm gonna do it like this. First year, 41, 40. Actually, I'm gonna let's see here. 50. So at this point, and I'm actually going to make this one same as those. It's heading 3, right? So this is supposed to be 18. Do that. Um, 15. Um, we'll say 10 years later. 10 years later. Um, proper a proper moon colony exists and a Mars colony is being started. World, we'll say Earth government has allowed sovereignty to the moon base as long as well, not moon base, moon colony. Long as they keep the same laws as Earth and has given same to Mars. Mars colonists. Colonists. Time. Earth. Time. Earth. Year. 4152. Oh, I put that there. Um. Oh, this is how I do that. Okay. Um. Hmm. Anyways, 52 Mars colony is very and that okay, so at this point they are 11 years old. Okay. Let's skip a couple of years. Because nothing really interesting happens. Well, nothing too interesting. Like, when I mean nothing too interesting, I mean like, um, basically, yeah. There's a large fleet, large space fleet. Aliens still haven't been discovered. Um, and oh, I should. Uh, uh, Solar Navy Space Ship Navy. Yeah, I'll put that in. Yeah, right, Python. So time. Earth year 41 59. They're just becoming adults. The entire solar system is enveloped by a blinding light as it is hurled through what is now called warp. Causing space to be distorted and unstable. So this is when the thing happens. The reason why right now I am calling it solar warp. The the um the big thing that happened in this setting is, I can't believe I actually remembered what the word I was looking for. This in this setting, the whole entire solar system, or what we call the solar system, I'll even including the most of the Kepler belt, um, and a couple of the comets that were actually in the system at the time, um, were thrown into not quite Star Trek's warp, but more closer to Stargate's. I think Stargate's warp, because they actually go into another dimension. So something similar to that. What caused it? Not known. Not known. It could be, I don't want to say an experiment with a warp engine. I want to say system lord. That's kind of too Stargatey. I don't want to say Star Lord. Or Time Lord, because that's Doctor Who, and not exactly Space Lord. Space Lord. I could say Space Lord, but I think we'll say Space Baron. A Space Baron, which implies there's space nobility, but I'm just gonna put a Space Baron because a Baron is a lord. Yeah, I'll put Space Baron. A Space Baron. Because the other thing is, like, I'm also thinking of, like, what are the higher powers? Um, so I'm thinking that, yeah, no, there's other life out there. And they're basically split up into nobility. Um, there's space barons, counts, viscounts, dukes, and then you got the royalty. Uh, but they're not called space royal. Well, yes, space royalty, but they're like, if I had to describe them, it's like, yeah, no, they rule over like 25% of the known universe. Um, no, we'll say 50%. We'll say 50% of the known universe. And the other 50% is just unexplored. Because, you know, space is huge. We'll say they are, you know what, I'm actually gonna put that. And it's gonna be put under story background. Space, nobility. Space Baron. Which usually presides over. Usually presides over cluster. No, we'll say over a couple of stars. Uh it's like I'll need hold on, I need to look at no so you got Baron, Viscount, this, usually resides over let's see if we make that a galaxy. What's this? Yeah, I think we'll do that. Presides over uh a a galaxy. Maybe. Space count presides over galaxy clusters. Galaxy clusters. Space Duke. No, Space Marquise. Marquise. Spell that. About how you inspect Marquise. Presides over Galaxy Super Stars. Let's see. Uh, Groups and clusters. Yeah. Okay. We'll say Space Dukes. Yeah. Okay. I might have to go to break soon. I think I want to wrap this part up, and then I'm going to have to take a break. It's gonna be a long weeks. They preside over multiple superclusters. Then space royalty. Don't know what to call them yet. Yeah. Okay. Oh, that bad? Hold on, I gotta call. Okay, what I first thought was me about to get a scolding. Turned out my dad called and said, "Hey, you're lucky you're not working today because it's horrible. It's horrible. From the way he described it, it is horrible right now." Anyways, Duke royalty, and we will put king slash queen. I think I'm gonna change presides over for Duke. No, we'll say six dukes. Presides over six dukes. Space royalty again. Except this one is impor slash impress. I think I'll add in the gender stuff for these things later. Right now, I just want something there, so I have it written down. If I go when I go back in later and actually touch up stuff. Um, is there a note system? Uh, Go ahead and delete all that because I don't need it anymore. Uh, Make sure to go back and up the gendered terms. Okay, we're good on that. We're good on that. Okay. Let's see. Uh, so this the emperor and empress, which I guess and as their own star. Wait, no, I didn't say star cluster. Our own two. Um. So emperor, empress presides over four royal families Really screwed up there. And as a territory equal to three. No, we'll say two. Two. Roy. I guess it's more like, so you got the kingdom. Say kingdom. Kingdoms. Four royal kingdom and has a territory equal to two of the royal families. And I would say there's a difference between being a baron of one of the kingdoms and a baron of the empire. Because there's going to be I guess there's an empire now. So, and the kingdoms are under the empire. They are part of the empire. They are under it. The Except the empire does have dukes. However, they are only equal into power in nobility ranks to the royalty of the kingdoms. So if you, because if you are a duke in the empire, that means you are related to the emperor or empress or emperor. Basically, if you are a baron of a kingdom, you are at the, well, not the bottom. You could be a knight, or I guess what the equivalent of a knight is. You're at that point. You're considered nobility. You're just not. It's just not hereditary. Well, yeah, and even if you are a baron, although if you do become a knight, you can become a baron, and then I think the highest point you can get from some ancestor starting at a knight is a marquise. And that's like, if that's pushing it. That is pushing it. You're if you are a marquise and your ancestor was a knight, then it has been, yes, it has been at least a millennia, because you had your family had to build up to at least that point. I'm not going to go into the history of the empire yet. Anyways, it's automatically saved. Okay, well, that's going to be it for that. That's going to be for session 1 of making solar warp. I haven't even gone into the. I've just been making the setting. I've just been making the freaking setting. Well, instead of story / background, we will say setting. I think that is better. Oh yeah, I guess I should say, when I say known universe. I don't mean our. Actually, you know what? I think I will put it the scale on our own universe. Known universe. I think I will do that. Anyways, yeah. So I'm gonna go on break. Still don't know if I'm gonna upload this or not. So I'm not. Do the YouTube stuff. But YouTube, if you do enjoy this, hopefully I'll have another thing up. Anyways, till next time.